Sponsored by Brilliant. Get smarter every day and save 20%. Link in the description. Last week, I got to go hands-on with a score of Apple Arcade launch titles and chat with almost a dozen developers about their collective goals, experiences, and dreams. I'm Rene Ritchie, and this is Vector. When I was a kid and I'd get a new Nintendo or Xbox or PlayStation game, I'd play the bits out of it because each cartridge or disc cost dozens and dozens of dollars, real money back then. So I'd only ever have one, maybe two new games at a time, and I'd leave not a tile, not a sprite unexplored or unencountered. Then, the internet and mobile happened, and suddenly supply dwarfed demand, scarcity evaporated, and we entered the age of gaming abundance. Thousands, millions of games all available anywhere, anywhen at the tap of an icon. But that kinda also turned us all into jerks. Wait, let me explain. At some point, collectively, we decided we wouldn't pay $50 for a game anymore. Not on mobile at least. Hell, we wouldn't pay $5. 50 cents even. We wanted it all free and we wanted it all now. But then, once we got it, we turned around and showed that we would pay $5, $50, hell, $500 or more just to have a better looking farm than our friends or to get our car back out on the track faster and pimped out at her. Ego and instant, game studios quickly learned were the ways to our gratification and our wallets. The age of free-to-play, microtransactions, consumables, ads, and loot boxes was born. And while we liked it the way we like fast food, we never loved it. Not the way we loved the home cooking of those Mario and Halo and Gran Turismo games of old. Fixing that, solving that, balancing out that, so we can still have easy, ubiquitous access to games everywhere, every when, but ones that want to surprise and delight us, not frustrate and fleece us, that we can leave our kids alone with in the back seat, and that we want to be left alone with on the couch. That's what Apple Arcade feels like it was designed to restore. If you missed the original announcement back in March and the update at Apple's September iPhone event, here's a TLDR. Apple Arcade is a new game subscription service from Apple. It launches on September 19th in over 150 countries with over 100 new and exclusive titles that you can play across iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, and the Mac. You'll be able to try it out for free for a month, and if you like it, keep it going for $4.99 a month for the whole family, which means anyone in your home set up on your family sharing account. New games will be added continuously over time. You can download any and as many as you like, play online if the game supports it via Apple's Game Center, and otherwise just keep enjoying them just like you would any game on iOS, tvOS, or macOS for as long as you stay subscribed. And yeah, download as in everything plays locally. It's not a streaming service. You don't need a constant internet connection for it. You don't have to worry about latency, bandwidth, data caps, any of that stuff at all. And all you ever pay is that one $4.99 a month subscription for the family. No additional fees, in-app purchases, in-game stores, levels to buy, or anything else. All games are fully complete and feature unlocked from the download button. Now, I've known a lot of developers over the years, indie and studio, and getting one game ready for launch can be harrowing enough. Getting over 100 ready for the same launch, I can't even imagine. If Apple manages to pull off even a significant percentage of that number, it'll be an amazing logistical and human engineering achievement. But while all the games are exclusive and some are truly new and novel, as in we've never seen their like before, others are fresh takes and tweaks on familiar, even famous franchises, and I think that helps hedge quite a bit. Likewise, the experience. Apple is adding a whole new tab to the App Store just for Arcade. That's the biggest, most valuable real estate in software today, and designing an experience that intrigues people tapping into it for the first time to find out what it's like, and the 100th time to find something next to like, and the 1000th time when new and new to you content all has to be balanced and surfaced, and there's just so much I'm waiting to see from an experience, from a design standpoint, and I think it's fair to say Apple is going to be spending most of the next few months figuring exactly that out. I got to try a wide variety of games across iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, and the Mac. That was something that both challenged and delighted the developers I spoke with. Getting their games to not just look right, but feel right on the small iPhone display and the bigger iPad display, using touch for controls, on the Mac with mouse and trackpad, and on the Apple TV with game controllers, which could also work with the iPad. Nailing that, the experience specific to each platform, but crafting an experience that persisted across cross-platform was everyone's goal. And to be honest, is probably something only arcade could really promote at scale, given how much of a priority iOS gaming is and how it often feels Mac and even Apple TV just isn't. I mean, we'll get to it, maybe one day, if we can, if at all. Being part of arcade also means being able to take more risks. The goal is to make games that are the best, not games that can be monetized the best, which is a very different thing. If arcade works like other subscription services, developers will get paid based on how much time you spend playing their games. And that means they're still incentivized to get you playing and keep you playing. But the levers they can use to accomplish those aren't the newfangled loot boxes. They're the old school atmosphere, experience, and gameplay. And that was really on display in the hands-on. Some games were cute, others dark and moody, some novel, and others just super nostalgic. It feels like Apple spent a lot of time making sure there was a lot of diversity in the launch catalog, and developers have made sure it's not always in exactly the way you'd expect. Sure, there are stealth games, but maybe you're not a sniper, maybe you're a Sasquatch. There are puzzle games, but maybe not to climb a tower, but to delve into your childhood memories. There are augmented reality games where maybe you're supposed to be using elevators, but it kinda also feels like you're doing a bunch of extra squats and leg lunges. There's Frogger and Choo Choo Rocket and Lego Brawls, but there's also Skate City, Projection, First Light, and Way of the Turtle. One of the biggest, oldest knocks against Apple has been that they just don't get gaming. It's usually made by studios and players who want a hardcore, PC-like, maybe even console-like experience on the Mac or iOS. The truth is there are a lot of hardcore gamers at the highest levels of Apple. They just recognized with the advent of the iPhone and App Store that casual gaming was a far, far better market for them to be in. Still, when you see things like the Siri remote and ODR being forced on developers for the launch of the Apple TV, just killing any hopes for the platform to succeed in gaming before it even had a chance to begin, and yeah, sure, they were reversed later, but turns out way too late, it's a totally fair knock to make and question to ask. Can Apple Arcade succeed, and what even does success mean? For me, I think the answer is simple. It can and will succeed for as long as Apple stays behind it, and success for me will be that it launches and sticks around. And not just because me personally, I don't want to have to worry about free-to-play games, but because developers won't have to worry about making all their games free-to-play. And I won't have to worry about leaving my godkids with those games. Beyond that, personally, surprise, surprise, I'm pretty much the exact target audience for this. I don't have a lot of time to play, so the idea of a highly curated collection of totally unlocked twists on classics and modern curios is immensely appealing to me. But it's not all or even at all about me, and to really succeed, Apple's gonna have to appeal to a wide swath of casual gamers of all tastes and temperaments. Beyond even that, Apple may well see financial opportunity in arcade, and if it makes a ton of money for everyone involved, that will be absolutely fantastic. But I think Apple also sees responsibility here, and if they can help developers make the kinds of games that so many of us used to play the bits out of as kids, that we want so much for our kids, well then that'll be fantastic for all of us. And if you ever want to start making just exactly those kinds of games, check out Brilliant. Brilliant is a problem-solving website that uses a hands-on approach with storytelling, code writing, interactive challenges, and much, much more. There are over 50 interactive courses for you to dive into, including computer science fundamentals, perfect for high school or college students, or early professionals who want to brush up on the basics and strengthen their knowledge of core concepts. They're all built for ambitious and curious people who want to better understand the world, and maybe, just maybe, help shape it. To support Vector and get unlimited access to Brilliant's courses and daily challenges, just head on over to brilliant.org/vector and get 20% off their annual premium subscription. Thanks, Brilliant, and thanks to all of you for supporting Vector. Will people really pay $4.99 for arcade in the era of free-to-play games, even for the whole family? To avoid being annoyed every step of the way by what's all too often only free-to-pay walls, I think they might. It's all going to come down to just how many truly great games Apple and developers manage to ship. Games that truly appeal to us, all diverse and wondrous of us, come September 19 and then every week thereafter. I'm really interested to find out. So hit like if you do, subscribe if you haven't already, fatality that bell gizmo so you don't miss any of the other big videos I'll be dropping this week, and then hit up the comments and let me know. Apple Arcade, game on, game out, or still waiting to play? Thank you so much for watching. See you next video.